What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 15 review. Want to remind you guys that I began chemo on October 25th, so any reviews after October 25th, don't be anticipating them up to be up on the same day that the shows come out. They might be up the next day or the next day after that. Or they might not be up at all. So it's just basically how I'm feeling that day. So please understand and please watch when I do post. So everyone continues to eat, and stovepipe side eyes Wendy. She is so bothered by the fact that Wendy keep on paying her ass dust and does not want to be friends with her, that it is driving her insane, because she genuinely wants to be friends with Wendy. And she's so used to fucking people over and then them being like, oh, okay, Gizelle, we can be back friends again like the rest of these hoes. And Wendy's not fucking biting, and it's pissing her the fuck off. So she and Brokey decide to get a hotel since they don't have a bathroom. Ain't that rich, as my grandmother used to say. It's funny how the tables turn, turn, turn. So they head back home in the van, and Whoville, that's what we're going to call Candace from now on, because I had to remember and remind myself, who does Candace look like with that turned up nose? And she looks like one of the little characters from Whoville from the Dr. Seuss books. So she is rubbing Neapolitan's dick, bald head, and that will be Chris's new name, Neapolitan Dick, because his dick is pink, white, and brown, according to her. But, you know, she say it's all brown, but I think it's pink, white, and brown. So from now on, that nigga name is Neapolitan Dick. So she rubbing his head, and G points it out, and Mia says, when bitches fuck up, they gotta make up. And I was like, see now, Mia. See now, Mia. Now, she done already read you for filth, made your ass cry, and all types of shit, made you almost want to leave the trip. Leave that girl alone, because you ain't been able to read her as well as she been reading your ass. Leave it the fuck alone, Mia. So Brokey still talking about her leaky ass vagina, talking about how she on her period and stuff. I'm like, girl, we get it. You got a vagina. Oh, ooh, we like, why are you steady talking about that? Like, we don't want to hear that, ma'am. How many times you gonna remind people that your pussy over there leaking blood and blood clots? Nasty hoe. So G says when he gets back to the house, he's getting a piece of ass because his geriatric dick be as hard as a fish child. And I was like, that was a visual that I never needed in my life, is to even think about G somewhere getting hard. But let me tell you something. After tonight's episode, G is my friend. G is my motherfucking buddy. I fucks with G. G is a good motherfucking time. He know how to get the motherfucking party started. I don't give a fuck that he an old ass nigga. He likes to have fun. He like to talk shit. He freaky, baby. I fucks with G. Fucks with G. He a little irritating, but for the most part, G is fun to me. So he then calls Neapolitan Dick and Eddie average size. Whoville then says that Neapolitan Dick is brown and it does what needs to be done. G was like, his dick ain't brown, it's white, because you know he didn't get the reference that she was trying to say. So then Neapolitan Dick gets up to show us his Neapolitan Dick, and everybody's like, oh no, oh my god. Low key Gizelle ass and Ashley was peeking through the blinds, peeking through the window and shit, trying to see. Whoville stands up and scolds him like, you bet not do it, nigga. You bet not do it, because I really think that she all talk. Ew, I don't even want to imagine what size Chris Dickey is. Like, ew. But you know what tripe look like a tripe sandwich? That's what I just imagine his dick looking like, just a long piece of tripe. Like, ugh. So G was like, I'm about to get pissed off and whip it out and show y'all I still got it. And I was like, do it, daddy. So here go Brokey in the background screaming, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Because I'm like, we all know she ain't getting no dick at home. She giving the goddamn dick. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. So, G stands up and freaks everybody out. Everybody like, oh hell no, don't you goddamn do it, baby. Don't you do it. Eddie is traumatized. Eddie was like, I want to go home. I just want to go home. You know how when you was a kid and your mom make you spend the night over somebody's house, you don't want to spend the night over, and the whole night you just crying, I want to go home. Oh my mom, I want to go home. That's how Eddie ass was. I felt so bad for Eddie. Karen in the back tones, I'm scared for my life. I was like, Karen, bitch, I'm scared for you too, girl. So Ashley in her confession was like, everyone can talk about Michael, but at least he knows how to conduct himself among people he just met. And oh baby, the producers had to do a flashback to remind her ass that your husband acted an ass season 1 when he first met everybody, damn near jumping off a goddamn boat, pulling his pants down in front of everybody. This nigga has not only embarrass you on in life, but embarrass you on national television in front of millions of people. So Ashley, shut your ass the fuck up. You girl, shut up. So G says, let's do some pussy popping up in here. And everybody like, oh shit, G, shut your ass up. So they get back to the house and Stovepipe and Brokey decide to leave, child, because they ain't got no bathroom once again and they feeling some motherfucker type of way. So Neapolitan Dick and Whoville up in the room, they both drunk as shit. Neapolitan Dick is real drunk, child, and he gets on Whoville about arguing with Ashley and says that she baited her and she fell for it, which she did, and was like, you know, and I know you're gonna be mad, but Ashley ain't that bad of a person, and she even agrees. She's like, she ain't that bad, but still, I basically don't fuck with that hoe. I just don't never want to see Neapolitan Dick drunk, first of all, and I never want to see him without a shirt on. Seeing him with all that nasty ass hair on his chest and under his arms and that pale skim milk color skin of his with that gray tank top that make him look even more sickly, like he needs to be in hospice. I'm like, Candace is attracted to that. Like, he not a bad looking man from the neck up, but from the neck down, like, that was disgusting. Like, his body was giving me very much Michael. So Stovepipe tells the scholar they're leaving because Wendy don't care about her broke foot. So Mia sees them leaving and was like, you know, Brokey gonna say we don't have a bathroom and there's men in the house. And I'm like, nigga, you a man too. Why do you care so much? Like, you should be in your element around your people of your kind. Robyn, shut up, girl. I'm like, you didn't know that there was gonna be men in the house when you brought your ass on this motherfucking trip. Like you didn't know that your pussy was over there coagulating motherfucking blood cells and shit and dripping on a pad. You knew all of this before you came. You remember your ass wasn't even supposed to fucking be there. Y'all said y'all wasn't fucking coming. So, the fuck? So, Wendy and Eddie see them leaving out the window and feel that they're trying to make a moment. And that's exactly what they were trying to do. Trying to get attention. Thinking somebody gonna stop them from leaving. And the only people that gave a damn was a Scholar and Mia. So, Stovepipe gonna say in the car, no bathroom, that's pathetic. And I was like, oh, it's pathetic now. Be careful what you say. Remember, I tell y'all all the time, you reap what you sow. And you speak life and death with your tongue. So be careful what you say. Because a few episodes back, I don't want them in my house using my bathroom. They can use the bathroom outdoors. Oh. Oh, see, nobody even asked to come in your little raggedy ass shack that you call a goddamn house. Somebody tagged me in some post that said that Gizelle house is made up of 3 sheds. And I holler, because if that ain't the motherfucking truth. I'm like, you thought that you was about to really do something by saying that Wendy and Karen couldn't come in your house and use the bathroom, and nobody even asked to use your little funky tail bathroom. And now, weeks later, look who doesn't have a goddamn bathroom and is really feeling it and feeling some type of way because you done broke your goddamn foot and can't hobble your mean ass the fuck around. And now you looking crazy. You did it to yourself. So you was trying to dig a hole for them and dig the hole for your motherfucking self, you goddamn fool, you nick and poop. So day 2, Ray is on his way down to the party, child. Mia complains about the trip not being luxury enough for her. She is used to 5-star accommodations, a cook, a maid, a turn down service, this, that, and the third. Um, I felt as though with that large of a group, there at least should have been a chef there to make sure that everybody eats, and somebody to come tidy up for them, because that's a lot of people, but at least a chef, because we grown, we can clean up in behind ourselves, but at least a chef and somebody to help with bags or something. Bring one of the little Menendez twins. Hell, bring Dean. He can lift weights. He was just in a Olympic bodybuilding competition. Bring Dean down. Dean could have helped with the goddamn bags and shit. So, but I'm also like, Mia, calm the fuck down, girl. Like, just enjoy the goddamn trip. And I honestly felt like Mia was dressed very inappropriately, for to be traipsing around the house in that little lingerie set. It was like a swimsuit, and then she had a little see-through cover up over it. And even though it was in like sweet swimsuit form, of I just felt like it was inappropriate to be walking around like that amongst other married couples and married men. I just wouldn't necessarily do it. I just felt like it was totally inappropriate. Um so G asked Mia, like, what happened last night at the table? What was said? And she was like, to me, Candace has a lot of growing up to do. And I was like, hey, the fuck man. We all know that. So Karen in her confessional says Gizelle leaving in the middle of the night is tacky in the way she dresses. I was like, you better read her down, Karen, because we all know that that's one tacky ass bitch. So Ashley gets on Michael over the phone for calling Dean bad. And I motherfucking agreed. I truly goddamn agree. Because let me tell you one thing you ain't gonna do is disrespect motherfucking Dean, bitch. We ain't had a Dean sighting in like the last 4-5 episodes. And one thing that we ain't gonna have is his nasty, crusty ass daddy call him bad when he the motherfucking big bad wolf around that goddamn house. Dean is the only responsible person in that motherfucking house. He runs that house like a tight ship. That boy over here that got his MBA. Now he's getting he's going to school to get his bachelor's in neurological brain matter and skin trends and scientific analysis and shit. This nigga is preparing to go on the moon with Jeff Bezos, bitch. This nigga is preparing for the next 2024 Olympics and shit. Dean is a man on the moon, and he will not be motherfucking disrespected by his bald head, scallywag ass goddamn daddy. Don't you ever disrespect motherfucking Dean, bitch. Say it to his motherfucking face. You better get his ass, Ashley. So Ashley joins Karen, G, and Mia in the kitchen and asks, is G chefing? And G was like, for me and I, the rest of y'all on y'all own. I don't know how to cook for a large group. And you could tell she was like, the fuck? Like, you can't cook for us? Like, okay. Like, and at that moment, you really see the tension starting to brew between G and Ashley. Ashley was very much annoyed with him. Karen even made a face too. I mean, G doesn't, I don't take G as the type of person that cooks for himself really at home. I really see Mia doing all of that. So I really couldn't see him honestly cooking for a house full of people. And it's not his trip to really do that. That's why I felt like they should have had a chef there. You know what I'm saying? So, Karen gonna say Gizelle and Robyn will probably smell the bacon once you start cooking and will cook. She was like, Gizelle don't miss a motherfucking meal, bitch. So Wendy comes in the kitchen as Ashley FaceTimes with Stovepipe. And Karen walks over and was like, did you at least say goodbye to the host? And Stovepipe gonna say, the host hasn't said shit to me. Girl, she's so pressed. Pressed like a motherfucking banana. Jesus Christ. So Wendy walked the fuck over and was like, girl, you are lying. You're a liar because I welcomed y'all. I came to y'all room and I welcomed you, which she did. You just mad that that's all she did. And that she didn't break her neck to accommodate your ass for not having no motherfucking bathroom. You're pressed. So Stovepipe gonna say, she's so angry. Girl, ain't nobody angry. You're the one that's angry. Girl, she side-eyed Wendy and Karen Moe this whole season. Girl, bye. And ain't neither one of them thinking about your ass. So G tells Chris it's time to get re-drunk, baby. He is ready for the day. So Uncle Ben arrives, honey, and shuffles his feet in like, You know, it take Ray a minute to get around. Ray walking around like my ass. So Karen catches Ray up on everything that Stovepipe and Brokey done did and how they left and everything. So Stovepipe actually, surprisingly, when they returned to the house that day, put some thought and a little bit of effort into her outfit. She actually had on a decent enough looking dress. It gave me Little House on the Prairie, but this is Gizelle, and she paired it with a low top Air Force One that was pink. Uh, I'll accept that, but what I won't accept is Brokey ass coming up in there with some goddamn tiger striped overalls on that were shorts. Where do you even buy such a thing? Why would such a thing be available for somebody that is an adult that's not going to a Halloween party? Like, where are you going, Robyn? Why do you have on overalls that have tiger stripes on them? And it was actually the color of tiger. But, oh, God, jeez. And you wonder why Juan didn't come. Child, Juan was with his real boo, Michael. They was laid up in the bed, holding their babies, Dean and the other one. And they was having a grand old time over there, sipping on Coronas and fondling each other's genitals. So Wendy comes down in her all-white ensemble and doesn't speak to Stovepipe, and she is bothered. Like, she needs to be over there seething like, this bitch is really not going to speak to me. So Ray and Karen join everybody in the kitchen, and he goes over there. You know, he greets everybody. He greets Stovepipe, and she going to say her toe is broken because she was fooling around with Karen. Ray says, Karen, Gizelle trying to say you broke her toe. How did you miss the neck? And I was like, you better read her ass, Ray. So they leave to head out to the goddamn boat. Mind you, Chris ass is fucking drunk. Robyn and a scholar, once they get on the boat, head down to the bar and they talk. And Robyn says that she wasn't offended by getting the bad room because, you know, you snooze, you lose. But she felt like it wasn't proper planning made on the house. One thing I can say, I can agree with that it wasn't proper planning because, okay, I don't know how this, I know that Wendy states later on that the house was picked out before Gizelle broke her toe. But my thing is, before Gizelle and Brokey copped an attitude and said they weren't coming, had Wendy already booked the house? Well, you know, it's really production, but let's pretend. Because if Juan had came, they were supposed to sleep in that room, the three of them. I don't really think it was done like that. I think that it was a situation, well, no, because she broke her toe, and then they didn't know that her toe was broke. And then that's when they asked everybody about the trip. Okay, so then the house was booked before Gizelle broke her toe and before that they even... Okay, so yeah, I'm like, so they were supposed to sleep in a room? All three of them together? I don't know. So it wasn't proper planning to me as far as like the room situations. Um, but I just felt like Wendy probably was like, we all know Juan ain't coming, so they can just be in the attic with each other. So a scholar suggests that she talk to Wendy, and Brokey says that she doesn't want to because she feels it'll just turn confrontational. Baby, let me tell you something. I ain't never seen Robyn ass back down from a bitch. Let me tell you something. When Wendy read their asses when they was out there in Cape Cod or wherever the fuck they was at, them hoes been shivering in the goddamn corner ever since. Robyn ain't got that barking that bite like she had with Monique ass and how she had with Ashley and shit. Baby, once Wendy got her ass together and told her relationship wasn't even fucking important, that bitch has avoided having any kind of confrontation with Wendy since, because what Wendy said to her hurt her motherfucking feelings and shattered her whole motherfucking world, bitch. So Mia comes down while Brokey and a scholar are sitting at the table eating this. So she comes down there to fix her plate and she overhears the conversation. So a scholar asks Brokey, do you like her? Talking about Wendy. And Brokey was like, I don't know. A year ago when I met her, we hit it off. I thought she was down to earth. We clicked at first, but now I think I was wrong. So a scholar says that she feels torn because, she's beefing with people that she actually like. And Brokey was like, I would never put you in a position where you have to choose or anything like that or whatever. So Mia goes back upstairs and says to Wendy, I heard that you're not the same person you were a year ago downstairs. Wendy said, who said that? And Mia was like, Robyn. So Robyn and the scholar come back upstairs and Mia was like, I overheard your conversation. And Wendy was like, I'm sorry. She was like, I overheard your conversation. You said that Wendy wasn't the same person that she was a year ago. And Brokey was like, I said our friendship is not what it was. That's not what she said. She said a year ago when I met her, we hit it off. I thought she was down to earth. We clicked at first, but now I think I was wrong. So what I took from that is that she was saying she no longer looks at her the same. Like she was a down to earth, fun, cool person. Like I don't really know if I like her. I don't like her. You know what I'm saying? We don't mesh. It wasn't that our friendship isn't the same. So I think that both of their asses didn't explain themselves correctly. So Stovepipe gonna say, Mia, we gonna work on, telephone tag because you always getting shit wrong. Mia was like, well, if I was wrong, I'm woman enough to say, I was wrong. So they get to talking about Stovepipe and Brokey leaving the night before, and she mad because no one checked on them. And I'm like, why would you expect somebody to be checking on you just because you wrote a little funky ass message in a group text? You didn't let nobody know your ass had left, so why the fuck should we give a fuck that you left? Girl, fuck you. Don't nobody care about you. Nobody cares but Brokey. So, Brokey gonna talk about some. I don't feel comfortable where men are using that same bathroom and pissing all over the floor. And all the guys is like, who pissed on the floor? Who said that? Who did that? And I was like, Robyn, just because you and the Menendez twins and Ron over there pissing on the furniture and shit and humping on shit, don't mean that everybody over there in the nasty ass house. Girl, shut up. You sound about stupid. And I'm like, how is this so bad? Mine is Gizelle and the broke foot. But regardless, you shouldn't have brought your ass on the goddamn trip. We all know your ass only came because y'all get paid per episode that y'all are in. So y'all knew if y'all ass didn't show up on that goddamn trip, y'all probably wasn't going to be in that episode and didn't get paid. So my thing is, outside of Gizelle and that broke foot, how is it so hard for y'all to go downstairs, take your toiletries and your clothes, take a shower, get dressed, and go upstairs? It's not like you about to be walking around the house naked with a towel on, running back to your room. Like, has no one ever went out of town with other people before? We're all grown adults. Like when I just had my birthday in Scottsdale, we had how many bathrooms? We had 3 bathrooms. Everybody cleaned up behind themselves after they went and showered. Everybody cleaned out the tub. Everybody made sure there wasn't any water or anything on the counters when they got done. And they got dressed in the bathroom and then they went and, did whatever else they needed to do. Like, how is that so hard for you? And even with you being on your period, bitch, you a grown ass motherfucking woman. Dispose of that shit, wrap it up in toilet tissue and put it in the goddamn trash can. Ain't nobody looking in trash cans to see who ain't bleeding. Shut up, Robyn. Oh, God. So, Karen in her confessional talking about, I believe Robyn pissed on the floor. Even Karen know her ass trifling. So Robyn was like, I'm good. I believe Gizelle might want some more, want more or whatever from you guys, but I don't need nothing. So Stovepipe gonna say, I'm cool on Wendy. I'm good. And Wendy was like, yeah, we've been good. Next question. Like she keep on paying her dust and motherfucking Gizelle cannot handle it. So Stovepipe gonna say it's always combative. It's always aggressive. Here we go using them keywords against other black women. Aggressive and combative. Doing the same thing your ass did to motherfucking Monique. You goddamn devil spawn bitch you. So Wendy was like, no, but you're always a mean girl and you're always a bully. Correct. So Brokey gonna say, why are we having this conversation around the guys? Bitch, you are one of the guys. How many more times we have to say that? Bitch, you walking around in overalls. Shut up. So the guys go downstairs to play cards, and I don't know why the fuck Robyn didn't go with their ass. So Mia was like, "Is it resolved?" And Wendy was like, "Yeah, girl, it's resolved. We are over it. Since you want to resolve shit so bad, like resolve shit with you and Candy Oz. How about that?" So then they shit come up, and Mia apologizes and everything, and uh Whoville admits that her feelings were hurt when she called her video low budget, and because she's scared that people aren't gonna like her work, and she probably was thinking it in her head like, motherfuckers gonna clown my ass for this motherfucking video, and people gonna have shit to say because people like Candace, and then there's people like me who really don't care for her. I thought that the video was alright looking. It wasn't nothing to run home to your mama and talk about, but it wasn't the horriblest video I've ever saw. I give it on a scale of 1 to 10. I give the video about a cute 7. It was cute for what it was. So Mia was like, I'm sorry for that, and now I know my boundaries with you. Candy Austin was like, I wasn't aware you had stuff with your mom. Use a motherfucking lie. You didn't know when you initially said your mama at Gizelle's driveway party, but when y'all was in the house and Wendy had told you she got some stuff with her mom, you knew then, and however many minutes later decided to say your mama again. So you did know, you lying heifer. So Mia was like, I would just prefer if you attacked me, because we found out that her mom was in prison for 8 years. She's been clean for 10. That she didn't, while she was in prison, she didn't get to go to her parents' funerals because they refused to not have her shackled while in church, so she just didn't want to do that. And Mia gets emotional and everything and starts to cry. And Whoville actually in her confessional acknowledges and says that she understands the severity of Mia's mom's situation. I was like, about time. So I hope at the reunion we get a better apology than what we really got tonight. Even though I felt like what Candace said was sincere, but she needs to acknowledge the fact that she did know about her mama. She didn't know exactly what, but she knew it was something with her mama when they got to this trip. So the boat docks and everyone gets back in the van. Ashley is sitting in the back by the window sleeping with her head back, like her head is back and up against the window. So G was like, what the hell y'all do to Ashley? Guys, look at Ashley, just playing around, having fun. So Ashley was like, G, can you stay on that side of the car, please, or whatever? So we find out that she wasn't even asleep. She was trying to go to sleep, but she wasn't. So G was like, I swear I didn't know you were awake. If I would have known, I wouldn't have said shit if I knew. So Ashley was like, why are you saying anything, G? G was like, Dre, did I say anything? Like, Dre, did I say anything? Because he was like, damn, like, I was just playing around. Like, it really wasn't that deep, which it really wasn't. I just feel like it was one of those situations where she was irked by him. He was getting on her nerves from everything else. And it was just bad timing. People getting their moods and getting their feelings and all types of shit. And she's, hormonal, going through body changes. So it was just a lot. And like I said, G can't irk, but G is a fun time to me. So Ashley was like, you did just say it to the whole bus. Ashley in her confession was like, his behavior irks me to no end. And I was like, girl, his behavior irks you. What about your husband's, girl? They the same motherfucker. Just one is black and the other one is white. So G was like, you do look funny as shit over there. It really wasn't that funny to me. I mean, she just looked like, she was asleep, which it is what it is. So Ashley was like, yeah, but I'm on my side of the car. And G was like, so what's your point? And I was like, ooh, it's getting spicy. So Ashley was like, be in your corner and you stay in your side of the car. G was like, you can stay in the corner, but I'm gonna talk about you. Ashley was like, why? And G was like, because it was fun. And I was like, now you just being petty and childish as hell, G. Ashley was like, why don't you talk to me? Your definition of fun is a little warped then. And then the episode goes off. I just felt like that was something that was blown way out of proportion or whatever. But G has to learn that you can't play with everybody. Everybody don't want to play with you all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt like it was something small that was made bigger. Overall, I give tonight's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. What do I give tonight's episode? I give tonight's episode a B plus. It was cute. It was good for what it was. Not as explosive as last week's, but it was still very, very good. Let me know what y'all thought down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.